This is the 217 Recovery Podcast with Corey Winfield and his better half, Marnie Winfield.
I was given your number by the health care, so I was just wondering if you were interested to let me know and come at my door.
Man,
Yeah. It is the 19th of June. The year is 2021. I'm Corey Winfield, and I'm not going to come to your front door and come or whatever that lady said.
I'm Marnie Winfield.
You'd be pretty pissed off, wouldn't you?
That message just was full of confusion.
A lot of questions.
And
we can break that down here in a minute, but there's some other calls I'm going to get to. Had my assistant, my intern, actually, not my assistant. My assistant's Justin, but I had my intern going through and deleting messages from my phone today. And they were like, look, you know, what's up with this one? What's up with this call? Why do you keep this? Why do you keep that? And I had to kind of go through and explain why I kept each voicemail. Of course, I got some from you on there, but I'm not going to play those because those are personal. But no, so like, it's just one of those things where sometimes I just keep them and sometimes I don't. But sometimes I do. And these ones, they do mean some things. So I kind of wanted to explain a little bit after I play them. And then we'll break down that. Or do you want to break down that lady's call first?
I would like to break down the lady's call because I am very intrigued.
Okay.
I was given your number by the health care, so I was just wondering if you were interested to let me know and come at my door.
Okay, so she was given my number by healthcare. Now, what healthcare? I don't know. We do provide transportation to people to get to and from treatment. We are registered through DHHS. So, but another thing that part of the call doesn't specify is that she was in New Buffalo.
Okay.
Exit 1 off of I-94. If you're familiar with the interstate and how that works, when you cross over to a new state, it starts again with 1,
So
2,
yeah.
3. So here we are at mile number, I don't know, 1,000 million. That's only like 350 or something. But we're in Traverse City, which is up north Michigan. Not the UP, but we're quite a ways away. So I don't know. And then she said, if I'm interested. I mean, I could have made that kind of sound like a...
I was given your number by the health care.
By the health care.
So I was just wondering if you were interested to let me know and come at my door.
If I'm interested.
You're reading way too much into it.
In like hooking up, because I'm married, lady. I don't have to go to New Buffalo. I just wake up next to a beautiful woman.
She sounded like maybe a sweet lady.
Yeah,
maybe crabby.
She was having some trouble with the words of English, but I think maybe she didn't want me to come at her door.
I doubt that.
Like the way I was thinking when I heard it.
That's what's wrong with your brain.
I was appalled. I was really, really appalled when I was just like, what's going on? This lady wants me to come at her door? It's not how it works, lady. What's your husband been up to? Oh, he's down in New Buffalo and I don't know, he got arrested. Like, what if that message would have went to the wrong person?
Oh, they probably just thought it was a sweet old lady who was confused.
Oh, you don't think they would have showed up at the door?
No, I don't.
Their favorite lotion. I'm here, lady. Let me in.
Yeah, no.
No, okay. So, anyway, there's some other calls too. And the first one is like, all right, well, why are you keeping this one? All right, listen to this. Oh, that's not it. Sorry, I'm getting used to the soundboard.
Hey, Corey, hopefully you check it. This is Trish Garber, McDonald Garber Broadcasting in Traverse City. In receipt of your air check, I wondered if you might call me back at 231-347-87. Thank you.
Now, have I ever played those for you?
I don't think so.
Well, this is a time when I was in and out of active addiction. It was 2018. I know I had like a bad relapse in August, and this was in September. And so I had just started classes again, and I just came off a horrible relapse, and I was sending out demos because it was time for me to get out of Michigan, or at least go to a city that I wanted to work in again, in radio. I was about to give up on school and just say, F it, I need a radio gig. I need to get back to doing what I know, because it was driving me crazy to go back to school to try to be a drug counselor when I didn't really want to be a drug counselor. Mm-hmm. And still having a foot in radio and a foot in school and moving forward in a different career, and then throwing away 20 years of something that I did. It was just like I was caught in the middle. So it was a teeter-totter for me, and it was not a good teeter-totter. And it was not a good place for someone like me in active addiction who's trying to quit, and it was told if you drinks again, your liver could seize up and you could just die, like just burps, and the cat's going to eat your face off. And I didn't really want to go out that way. But at the same time, it's addiction. And I was so confused, and it was a very tough time. So to hear that, I never got that email or that voicemail. Well, I got it, obviously, but I never listened to it. Mm-hmm. I don't know why. So I think I went on a bender shortly after that, and it was all downhill from there. But that kind of just...
Did you ever call that number back?
No, but I did talk to her when I lived in Boyne City. Mm-hmm. I went there with a friend of mine, Dale Hall, who has the Community Recovery Alliance in Petoskey. And he was wanting to do some radio stuff. And I was like, look, man, the FCC requires them, requires radio stations to play this programming and stuff. And, you can probably get on that. And then we met, and they just wanted to sell them commercials. I was like, bro, they're just trying to sell you commercials, man. Mm-hmm. Like, they have no really interest, in my opinion, of giving you what you were wanting to do, with getting on the community affairs program. So, but yeah, I thought that was interesting. So as I sat there and she talked to me and I introduced myself, she was probably like, oh, I got this guy's demo before. And so she said to me, like, before I left, she was like, hey, if you ever want to come use the studio for anything, just let me know. I was like, okay, thanks.
Did you say you left me a message a million
years
ago?
No, I didn't know. I didn't know until we lived here in Traverse City maybe 6 months ago.
Oh, really?
When I had to go through and delete my messages.
That's crazy.
I know.
But once again, like you say all the time, everything happens for a reason.
Mm-hmm. And then there's this guy.
Hi, my name is Greg Steele. I am calling for Corey Winfield. I'm with Norm McKee with Black Diamond Broadcasting in Traverse City, Michigan. You sent him a resume, and I'm calling up to follow up on that. I sent you a couple of emails, hadn't heard back, and giving you a call. My number is 17419. It's about 2 o'clock on the afternoon of 29th of September. Again, my name is Greg Steele, and I'm calling Corey Winfield to talk about a submission of a resume for a position in Traverse City, Michigan. Please give me a call. Thank you.
Yeah, so that was the 29th of September.
Mm-hmm.
So it was probably around the same time. And again, never even got it. I did talk to one guy, and it wasn't that guy, though. But it was a different guy. He was in North Carolina about a job up here. I thought that was kind of weird. But it was very, very crazy how I never checked. And again, I must have been in another bender in September 2018. And that's the end of September. Then October, there's a message, which I don't have it on here because I have this lady.
I was given my name.
But there's another message from my therapist, Pana. It was the 18th of October, 2018. And he was just like, hey, man, just calling because I haven't heard from you in a while. And you don't have any appointments scheduled and you're not coming in. So I'm just wondering, like, what's going on and how you are. Because you can ask my mom, my family, my friends, and you probably were the same, Marnie. When we go ghost, when they go silent, not good's happening.
Yeah. You're like, I mean, tracking me down was next to impossible.
Yeah. And so even my therapist, you know, he wasn't getting paid to call me. You know, he just knew like, okay, I'm going to call Corey and just check in with him, you know, and I have that one saved too. And that's just kind of a reminder. And then, you know, November came and that's when, you know, I had the ticket to see the judge. Mm-hmm. Spent a week in jail or whatever, and then another in jail, as my mom would say. So yeah, those I do keep as a reminder on my phone, just to kind of like, wow, like what could have been, but what is. And for some weird reason, you know, Traverse City area was on my list of places that I would move to and work in radio. Mm-hmm. So I just thought that was kind of interesting. Here I am reaching out to them, always wanting to come up here for some weird reason. And boom, and now this is where I live, and I didn't have to go the route that I thought I would have to go.
Definitely not the route you thought you'd have to go.
And now I'm doing
like
something
at all.
Yeah, that's so fulfilling, and it just helps people, and this is great. And that's what I needed. You know, that's definitely what I needed. If I would have took any of those jobs right now, I'd be fired. Mm-hmm. I'd be drinking again. I'd be worthless. Because I've been just far enough away to be like, oh, don't worry about it.
Right.
I'd be like saying to you, hey, can I stay in sober living?
Oh gosh.
What's up, Miss Liston, Miss Hucklebutt, whatever your name would be? You probably pick the worst names. The dudes with the worst names. Marnie Fiscal Chair. So there's another thing I found too when I was going through. No, you brought me a bag and you're like, sort this crap out, I'm throwing it away.
No, okay, first off, that's not what I said. No, and I had no idea what was in this bag. This was actually stuff that had been thrown into a suitcase that we needed to use for the California trip. So in order to use that, and it was such a friggin' mismatch of all kinds of boxes and like some clothes and wires and paperwork and construction paper and scissors and
you never know.
Cat leash.
I need to do some arts and crafts.
I don't even know what it was. I just was like, it's not my place to sift through if the importance level of these items. So in a lovingly way, I put them in a separate bag. And then upon return, when I have this thing about trying to get stuff put back away and into normalcy, which is almost just as much or more work than packing it to leave. Mm-hmm. And so I was like, you need to go through this bag, please, and figure out what's what. And you did.
I did. And I found a letter that I had written my mother when I was in treatment. Mm-hmm. This is 2019. I also found a letter that was written by my sister to me, again, while I was in treatment. But I don't know if I want to read that. I mean, it's kind of like, hey, what's going on? She just told me about an unfortunate situation that happened. So I'm not going to read the sister one. That one's just kind of like, but it was cool for me to read, you know, to go through and relive that moment. Because I remember when I got to the treatment place that I was at, I was like 3.5 hours away from home. So maybe even more, maybe it was like 4 hours. So anyway, I didn't expect people to come see me, but that was kind of a relief because even if I would have been near my hometown, I don't think they would have come see me either. Right. So it was an easy out for me to go, oh, well, they're so far away. And it was a bad winter that year. So I was like, yeah, of course they're not going to come see me. It's fine.
Oh, that was when you were in your last rehab?
Yeah.
In the wintertime?
Yep.
Okay.
So it was like, oh, yeah. But deep down, it was kind of like, I just need to not cut ties, but I need to just focus on myself. So I'm not going to. But my sister was the first person I wrote, and my mom didn't even know that because I was like, keep that from her because she's going to be hurt if she knows that I didn't write her. But anyway, so I did write this, And it was the 25th of February, 2019. It says, Mom, thanks for putting up with all my bleep and always being there when I needed help. Sometimes I think I put you in a tough spot, though. Getting my electric shut off, needing gas money, etc. I'm pretty sure I let those things happen because deep down, I knew you'd bail me out of those situations. We both use this kind of thinking, and that's crazy. And that's causing us to be very codependent on each other. I can't read my writing, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
I've only really needed your help when I moved back home and when I almost died. I feel like you want me to be dependent on you and that somehow that makes you feel like I love you more for needing you. If I make you feel that way, I'm truly sorry. I'm going to try to make you feel the love I have for you without needing help. I'll still give you chances to pay for lunch. Smiley face. I'm worried about you and how you're going to react when Grandpa Seabury dies. I will be there as a sober friend and son. It was also nice of you to not flip out when I told you I plan on living in Traverse City and staying at a sober living house or tea house. It was refreshing you didn't freak out and say I was doing the wrong thing. I don't want to live with a bunch of guys, but I feel I need to! Exclamation point. The plans I have for the future were given to me by God, and who am I to deny what he has in store? This is the most excited I've been in a long time, and I still have no idea what I'm doing or where I'm going. I'm trying to live in the now, become more self-aware, and take care of things one day at a time. Love you, Corey.
That's beautiful.
So sorry for the tough read, though. There's chicken scratched on here, but yeah, that was just like, wow. Like, and I never sent that.
Oh, you didn't?
Nope.
I was wondering, I'm like, how do you still have your hands on it? I thought maybe you made a copy.
Never sent it, but I kept it.
Because, well, sometimes therapists will have you do that. Mm-hmm. Like, have you keep a copy. Are you going to share it with her?
I just did.
Oh, when you're going to have her, okay, when she hears it.
I bust out, because my parents are actually coming up this weekend for, I don't know. Well, their anniversary was last week, and they got married, and they did their honeymoon on Mackinac Island. So I think that they're going over up to Mackinac Island. Mm-hmm. But they're doing a brief stop here, and yeah, maybe I'll give it to her at dinner.
Yeah, I think that's sweet because it's her letter.
And maybe she'll pay for dinner.
Me?
Should I add in there real quick, and dinner?
Right.
But no, but then, I mean, at the end though, it just shows that, and I ended up not going to Traverse City at that point. I lived in a sober living house, obviously in Boyne City, but just knowing that I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know what was going to happen. I was just trusting God, clearly.
Yeah. I mean, you can just like hear the honesty of that letter. It was beautiful.
Yeah. And the codependent part too. And my mom, she feels however she feels. There's nothing I can do about that. But for me, I felt, like when I would be hurt and in trouble, she'd be the one to come. Mm-hmm. And maybe she did, maybe she didn't. But like, I don't want to say, I think she felt more loved. Like if she felt needed, by me when I was in those situations. Now I can guarantee you, she doesn't want me to do that. She didn't want me to drink, but she was kind of like the only one that was there for me. And not that it made her feel important, but it just made her feel like, okay, well, gotta do mom stuff now, and even though they're 36, 37, 40, it doesn't matter, like a mother's job never ends, and she's told me that before. But I just felt like I was kind of using her because my lights would get, I would have $90 and my electric bill would be $110. I'm like, well, I don't have enough, instead of figuring out a way to make it happen. Well, might as well go get a half gallon. I got 4 more days to enjoy this electricity, and instead of going, all right, I got 90 on it. And I pretty much sold everything that I could really sell. So, I mean, there's no way I could have done that, but I could have asked around for, different stuff. Now calling, was it 211 in Michigan? It's the helpline. Being a white male, my white privilege didn't do anything for me there. It was actually the opposite. They're like, oh, you're a white male. How many kids you got? You got custody? I'm like, no kids. Oh, well, you might want to ask your church and see if they can do something for you. I'm like, I don't have a church. Oh, you ain't got no friends. You ain't got no family members. I'm like, yeah, they're kind of done with me. Well, good luck, Mr. Winfield. Hope you find something. But otherwise you can get some blankets, and sometimes you can get candles at the at the food bank. I was like, all right, thanks. White privilege, but and white privilege does exist, but sometimes it doesn't for a white male. Just saying. I wasn't born into money, so I don't really have a lot of that white privilege stuff.
I'd like to, after that, you got to get your finger on the trigger a little bit more faster. Anyway.
So my finger was tired.
No. So, no, I was going to say that codependency relationships are extremely common with people in addiction and their loved ones. And it almost is something that grows. And I don't want to say it's inevitable because that's not true. But just like we talk about, if people, there's a fine line into where parents feel like I need to be there for my child. I when I brought this baby into the world, I was going to raise it and be there for it and help it when it was hurt. And, when it needs, when the baby needs something, turning to a child, turning to a teenager, turning to an adult, and that, being there for them is never supposed to end. So there's some confusion when we get to be grown-ups and we still seem to look to our parents for answers when sometimes we can do it ourselves. And they become accustomed to it. They get used to it. That's what they know. And so, and then you're right, it can turn into an unhealthy thing where, they need us because they feel good when we need them. My mom did the same thing. I did the same thing with my mother, and there are a lot of books and stuff out there, and it's always good to talk about that, to kind of break down where you're at with your relationships with your loved ones and so on. And, there's a lot of dynamics that go into things when we get clean again, and redefining those, relationships and making sure they're healthy and, nurturing them, the healthy ones, how they should be is important.
Yeah. And I did read books in my last treatment. That's what I did like the first couple of weeks, I just read books. And the codependent thing was pretty obvious, even though I didn't want to think that I was doing that kind of stuff. But, you just kind of do it. And I wasn't thinking, oh, yeah. But back in my head, I was like, oh, yeah, well, it'll be okay because I got mom there.
Yeah.
She won't let me suffer.
Right.
And my mom, she should write a book. My mom and your mom should, though.
Yeah.
And about not giving up, not enabling, but you don't want to give up either, and there's ways to do that. And I don't know them.
Right.
I was on the other end of that. But like when I do have my mom on, we should talk to her about that sometime though. Maybe we'll bust out our third microphone. We'll do another podcast later.
Maybe.
Mama's
we'll
in
do
town.
That. Mm-hmm.
See how that goes. But yeah, there's I should have mentioned this at the beginning too. Friend Jonah Frick, he's the guy who wrote the book, Detox Hotel. He is putting on a sober comedy night.
Oh, neat.
I know. He invited us. It's July 9th, which is a Friday. It's in Kalamazoo.
I'm going to put it in my calendar.
Well, you can look on that fancy little app you got there. It's called 217 Recovery. On
I'm gonna.
On your iPhone, little icon there. It's blue. Looks pretty.
Uh-huh.
I like the stupid gray one, but it's pretty. Yeah, click that and then go to events. Mm-hmm. I even made him like a little banner photo. It looks pretty cool.
That's great.
Yeah, but it has all the info there. So if you got the app, hit up our events page. And that's like a few weeks before we're going to be in Pawpaw, which is right by Kalamazoo. Mm-hmm. And that is the 24th of July. And Jewel hit me up the other day. She's like, you are speaking, right? I was like, yeah, you got a microphone? I'm there. She's like, okay, good. Because I put that on the flyer, but I never asked you. I'm like, yeah, that's cool. That's fine. Like, I'm good with it. I don't know what I'll talk about, but you know what? Just tell me, just say when and tell me, okay, stop. That's all you got to do. The time in between, I will fill.
Yeah.
With something.
I'm sure you will. I'm excited.
Yeah.
That whole event, everything's going to be fun. It's fun to look forward to stuff.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I can't wait. It's going to be awesome.
I know.
I told you I get there's like a adrenaline rush that comes. I just love it.
I know.
Especially talking about recovery. Mm-hmm. It's passionate for me, so it just can't wait. It'll be fun. Mm-hmm. Looking forward to it. But again, the events, you want to check the calendar. I didn't put Jonah's event on our website yet. Sorry, Jonah.
But he will.
But I will. But it is on the app. 217recovery.com. The other events are there. If you need resources, there's stuff there for you as well. But just hang in there, man. If you're fighting it, there's some stuff from 2018 from my past, that I was in those shoes. I went to treatment 15 times. And I would have went 16 or 17. But people told me, no, you don't need to go. But you could just ride out this detox, put on your big boy pants, and just go. Like life doesn't stop for you, man. Mm-hmm. So, just don't stop quitting. And I met a cool dude today, and he kept saying that, he was 44, and he was like, I just got to not stop quitting. I was like, yeah, or maybe never start drinking. Mm-hmm. But when you're in that place, it's hard. And he's kind of in a place where, hopefully, he doesn't pick up again, but just don't stop. Don't stop trying to.
That's right.
Live this good life, because I'm telling you, it's worth it.
It's so worth it.
You can be like, why didn't I do that sooner?
Mm-hmm.
That's because it's called addiction, man. Mm-hmm. It's not that easy. But when you get it, when it all clicks, I'm telling you, mm-hmm. It's good stuff. So I wish that for everyone listening and everyone not listening. But thank you for listening. Share us, rate us, subscribe to us, whatever you need to do. But we do appreciate you listening and your support. So thanks, and we will talk to you on Tuesday or maybe later tonight.
Yeah. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks for listening to the 217 Recovery Podcast. Win 217 Recovery gear. Sign up at 217recovery.com and on the 217 Recovery app. Thanks for making 217 Recovery your favorite recovery podcast.